and welcome back to my card layer, also known as mine and my wife's office. This is always Poor Never Bored, doing one more big break this week of cards. I've done football and baseball this week. Trying my best to get a basketball box so we can get basketball in next week. My basketball collection is pretty weak at the moment. Might do a video this weekend and actually show off my personal basketball collection. I don't have a lot, but what I do have is has a lot of meaning to me, and it also could be really valuable. I've got a Lou Alcindor card. If you don't know who Lou Alcindor is, we'll give you a little story about that when I show the card itself. Today I'm going to do Star Wars boxes. Star Wars is one of my favorite things in the entire world. I have seen all the movies so many times I can pretty much quote them. I am not allowed to watch them in the house with my wife in the same room because I quote them, and it drives her crazy. Especially Return of the Jedi. That was the first one I saw in the movie theater. Got that movie memorized. It's my favorite Star Wars movie just for nostalgic reasons. A lot of people were upset when Disney took over. Disney has made some bad decisions with Star Wars. However, if you watch the cartoons, the animated series, a lot of people get mad if you call it cartoons, Star Wars fans, but it's cartoons, one way or the other, how you look at it. The Clone Wars was amazing. All the seasons of it introduced us to probably one of the best characters ever in Star Wars, Ahsoka. Rosario Dawson is fixing to play her in live action on the Disney Plus series. She's already made her appearance in live action in The Mandalorian and was really awesome. That broke out the two white lightsabers, fought Grand Admiral Thrawn's underling, if you will. And he's apparently going to be the big bad guy going forward, which is awesome because I've read the Thrawn books. And if you know anything about Grand Admiral Thrawn, you know that he is one of the most ruthless military people to ever appear in Star Wars. Makes Grand Moff Tarkin look stupid. And I really can't wait for the Ahsoka series. Rosario Dawson's one of my favorite actresses anyway. She's really good, and she's going to do good in the series. And, of course, The Mandalorian with Baby Yoda, Grogu, has really just catapulted Star Wars to another generation. My son has a lot of Baby Yoda stuff, and he walks by it, it talks. He's got little Baby Yoda stuffed toys, Baby Yoda other toys, Baby Yoda blankets, Baby Yoda jammies. So yeah, Baby Yoda is around our house, and like I said, I think it's taken it to another generation. So that's kind of a good thing Disney did, turning Star Wars over to Dave Filoni. For his writing alone was probably one of the best things they did. He also did Rebels. And Rebels has probably one of my favorite Star Wars scenes, number 2. Number 1 is in Return of the Jedi, of course, when Luke removes Darth Vader's helmet at the end because he tells him, "I want to look at you with my own eyes." And if you know the whole story, that's just one of the most heartbreaking moments of any movie series, in my opinion. Anakin had gone from slave to Jedi to evil to Sith Lord to killing the most powerful Sith Lord ever, and just wanting to see his son just one time with his own eyes. So to me, that was just amazing. It was a great end to the trilogy. But then Disney had to make The Rise of Skywalker, and they brought back Emperor Palpatine, and yeah, that was not a good movie. I love The Last Jedi. A lot of people hate that movie. I love it. It's got one of my favorite lines of all time in it. Luke Skywalker walks up to Leia at the Battle of Crate as they're all, it seems like they're fixing to all get killed. And Leia just, it seems like she's resigned to her fate. And Luke walks up to her and drops Han's dice in her hand and tells her that nobody's ever really gone. And that strikes a big chord with me. That movie came out before my father passed away, but since then, every time I see that scene, I start crying over it because it reminds me of my dad, and that he's never really gone to. And hopefully, any of you at home or watching right now, or wherever you're watching, if somebody's gone, just know, they're not, because as long as people have memories of someone that isn't here anymore, they're still alive in some way. And anyway, I don't want to get too much more emotional. But the other, and we're going to open some boxes with Cassian Andor on them. And if you saw the Andor series, if you're a parent, there was a part in the Andor series where he was talking to Marva, who had pretty much raised him, was like his mother. And she was talking to him about, like, he was saying that's just, she was saying that's just love, how you take care of somebody, a child or anything. And it's one of the best scenes that really just, I thought it was so well written and made that show, it set it apart from the other ones. That and the montage of the Rebel Manifesto that was written by one of the characters who passed away in the show, which is kind of done as a montage. I love to watch it. It gives me chills. But Marva was talking about Cassian and talking about basically anyone that has a child. You'll never fret over anything in this world like you'll fret over a child. And that's what she was telling him. I've never fretted over anything as much as I have fretted over you. I remember sending that to my wife. The moment I saw it, I videoed it directly off the TV with my telephone and sent it to my wife. And I was like, this is exactly what parenting is like. And so, yeah, Star Wars has a special place in my heart. I've got a lot of action figures, things of that nature. I've given all of that to my son. I'm not somebody that likes to collect the toys or anything. I used to have an entire arm sleeve of Star Wars tattoos. I've, of course, gotten all of that turned black now. Not because I hated the tattoos. I just wanted a different look. The tattoos just, to me, I wanted something different. But as you can see, I still have about half of Darth Vader. There's Emperor Palpatine, Darth Maul, and then the Galactic Empire symbol. So the tattoos overall were kind of dark. And of course now the arm is extremely dark. But I just felt like I wanted to go a different direction. The tattoos were done well. Friend of mine named Russell did the tattoos. You go in Russell and Jason's shop in Lexington, it's covered in Star Wars memorabilia. I mean, everywhere you look, Star Wars stuff. They know more about Star Wars than I could ever even want to know. And trust me, I know a lot. I've read the books, read comics, watched the TV shows, everything. They're just historians of Star Wars. So I loved hanging out with those guys and loved having them tattoo me. I still have multiple tattoos that Russell has done that are on my body. That'll be there the rest of my life. So shout out to View Askew Tattoo. Maybe y'all can sponsor me one day if you ever see this video or like it. But yeah, this will be the first Star Wars break. There will be more because I love Star Wars so much. These are actually the first Star Wars cards I will ever own. And today I'm hoping beyond hope. It would be just absolutely nuts. I want an Ahmad Best autograph card. Ahmad Best played Jar Jar Binks. He was literally tortured by the fans for him playing that character. Brought him to the brink of suicide. And he's such a good person. Whenever you've seen him be interviewed, he's always, he never seems negative about anything, in public at least, but behind the scenes, it really tore him up personally, what people were saying about him, about the character that he played. And he got his redemption in The Mandalorian. I will not spoil it if you have not seen The Mandalorian, but it is really cool. At least I thought it was. A lot of people, thought like, oh, why did they just did that to, make this guy feel better about himself? No, it was actually a really integral part of the story, and he was given a great character and something that people, really can't talk a whole lot of trash about. At least I hope they don't. I mean, if you talk trash about Ahmad's character in The Mandalorian, I don't know. You're just one of those people that's you need to take a break and watch something different. Star Wars basically isn't for you anymore. So again, we're going to get to this break. Hopefully it'll be a little bit quicker than all the other ones. I've only got 3 small boxes and 3 packs of random cards. The packs of cards are older. They are from prior to The Force Awakens coming out. And then the other 3 boxes are modern boxes. You can pick them up at Target. I can't find any at Walmart. So again, this won't be too long of a video. Just wanted to, kind of explain how much I love Star Wars, and we'll be doing more of these videos in the future. Also, other movies that I can find boxes for, Batman movies, Batman Returns. I'm definitely on the hunt for a box of those cards. Lost an auction to that the other night. And I found a Bill and Ted box. I might buy it, and then we'll have some fun with Bill and Ted cards. For those of us from the 80s and 90s that remember the movie Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, the cards look hilarious, by the way. So that'll be a video just to have fun. Something that we're not really talking about sports and football and all that. Because like I said, I wanted to do cultural and pop culture kind of things as well. And I did get some Desert Storm cards. We're going to look at those. That's U.S. propaganda, in my opinion. That's probably coming either next week or the week after. But that stuff is wild that people actually wanted to collect those kinds of cards. I'm not even going to tell you what they are or what they look like. We'll just go at them whenever I get it. It should be fun. But I'm going to pause the video now, get the break ready, and then we'll get to it. All right, guys, as promised, here is the Star Wars boxes I spoke of. The 3 packs of older cards. These would be probably about 8 years old or so. And then the 3 boxes from Target. This one and the smaller ones, I think. Another one of those. I love that picture of Cassian Andor. Cassian Andor is just such a great character. And Rogue One, such a great movie. It had the best ending of any Star Wars movie I've ever seen. I love the end of that movie. If you haven't seen it, I won't spoil it. I'm just that type of person. I'd rather you watch it and not know. And by the way, if you take a quick gander over here, that is just the cards from my personal collection in this past week. It has been a chore going through all those cards, but we have found some good ones, and hopefully that'll continue today. So we're going to do the older ones last. And let me get my special tool for the day. I think we're going to go with, now this is Obi-Wan Season 1. Quite a bit of a disappointment in many ways. But it also had some really good scenes too. It's always good to see Obi-Wan fight Darth Vader, in my opinion. Because Darth Vader is my favorite Star Wars character. Of course, you saw that I had a huge Darth Vader tattoo on my arm. It pretty much took up my entire right bicep area. But this is 2023 trading cards. Just Topps regular ones. Topps Season 1 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. There's 61 cards in here. We'll try to go through them quick. I have no idea what is worth money and what is not worth money. We're going to use our Millennium Falcon tool. Yes, I have crazy things. My wife buys me Star Wars stuff because she knows I love it. And this was something that was in Christmas. It's not really a knife, but it'll get the job done. And by the way, a big shout out to Jared and Leah. They are huge fans of mine already. Matter of fact, they might be my first fans. And I just want to say I appreciate you guys looking at the videos, watching them, having a good time with them, laughing maybe. Hopefully other people will be subscribing and having the same amount of fun soon. So thank you guys very much from the bottom of my heart. It means a lot to me. Said some nice things about what I've been doing. Alright. Yeah, 61 cards. That's a lot. It's going to be 10 packs. But like I said, not sure what we'll find in these. The packs look pretty cool. It's got Obi-Wan and Darth Vader fighting on the front. Some special inserts may be in there. Maybe an autograph. I don't know. But I think these just have insert cards, kind of like the basketball cards. Alright. And there's an Anakin card. That is from Attack of the Clones, I believe. The third sister, one of the Inquisitors. Imperial Siege. And look at there. There's little Luke. Man. Now that's a dope picture. Alright. And it looks like we have our first actual insert card. This looks like a special one. Is it numbered? No, it's not numbered, but it's a commemorative patch card. which is really awesome. I'm wondering what it's a patch off of, but I'm definitely sticking this one to the side. Let me grab some protection. I just forgot my sleeves over here, guys. It's can't forget your protection when you're touching foreign objects. Remember to tell your children that one day. Never forget your protection. So yeah, again, right off the bat, pack number 1, we got a memorabilia congratulations card. That is awesome. That almost makes my day right there. I don't even care if it's worth $2. That's it's probably going to stay in my personal collection. I've got little plastic cases and all for stuff like that. All right, we'll go again. Visions of Anakin. That dude, I didn't like the way he acted the character in the show. Kind of brought it down a little bit, but the fifth brother is an Inquisitor, went hunting Jedis that survived Order 66. Beru Lars showed herself to be pretty adept at using a blaster in the series. There's Reva, the third sister. A lot of people really didn't like that character, and things online got very nasty over her, pretty much for no reason at all. If you don't like a character, there's no reason to get, either racist or misogynistic about it. Keep those kind of garbage opinions to yourself. We'll hold that to the side as a silver card. And this was when Vader actually pulled this ship down using the Force, while they escaped on the other one. Sorry, spoiler. I can't help it. I had that because it was so awesome to see Vader pull an actual entire ship out of the air using the Force. And then the iconic Obi-Wan battle stance. He does that in movies and in the animated series. All right, on to the next one. These are a little bit harder to open than other packs, but... All right. There's Reva telling Obi-Wan that she can't escape him. This is, I think, after an important scene. There's Princess Leia in trouble. Little Princess Leia. Kind of a goofy character. There's another third sister card on the blue, and that's a pretty neat looking card. Of course, there's Bail Organa. I'm not sure if you're as rich as he is, you can't just pay a bounty hunter to go help find your child. You have to go and get Obi-Wan off the planet where he's protecting Luke Skywalker, who is basically the savior of the entire universe, correct? But that's the route that Bail took. There's another cool creature. Those are pretty cool cards. I like those. And Leia. This is at the end of the series. It was a really good moment seeing those two hug, because you know that they won't see each other again for a very long time. I think about 20 years in real time after that hug. All right. And the Inquisitorius, the Dark Side Fortress. Obi-Wan in the Bacta tank. Bacta tanks is what heal you up in the Star Wars universe. There he is, old Emperor Palpatine himself. Kind of the worst jerk in Star Wars history. We'll set that to the side because it's on the blue. There's an Obi-Wan. I think this is when he was working his day job. Cool concept art. That was when Obi-Wan caught a ride from this dude in the show, him and Leia. And another of a ship approaching overhead. I think it's the Inquisitor ship approaching over Tatooine. So yeah, I even know the movie scenes, y'all. I'll tell you, I know quite a bit about Star Wars, and I watched that show. And there's the Grand Inquisitor. Didn't look as good as the Grand Inquisitor in the animated series, but still, I think they wasted the way that they used him in the Obi-Wan series. He is a bit more, how can I put it without cussing? He was kind of he was a bit more of a badass than they portrayed him as in the show. Didn't like that much. Obi-Wan stands ready to fight, and that's on a purple, which is a pretty neat refractor. Like I said, if there's anything I know about these newer cards, it doesn't matter if it's baseball, basketball, football. When they're different colors, they're probably worth more money, or at least they're the more valuable. And there's Sully Stark. Oh, man. Now that's a... We're going to put that to the side, too. Haven't ever seen that, or at least remember it. There's Leia's little robot that helped her out all the time. Kind of like looked like a Roomba, but a Roomba that did a lot more than Roombas do. And there's another third sister. There's probably a lot of third sister cards in this. Her and Obi-Wan and Darth Vader were the main characters, and Leia, little Leia, of course, in the show. Okay. That's when Obi-Wan meets Luke, gives him the little toy. Oh, now that's awesome. That's from the end of the series. That is Obi-Wan walking up on Liam Neeson himself, Qui-Gon Jinn, one of the greatest Jedi ever. Taught Yoda and Obi-Wan how to transcend from the real world into the Force, and they could come back as Force ghosts. And this was a fun scene right here. We were hoping we were going to see more of Liam than just that, but it didn't come to fruition. He also played a great role. I thought he was pretty funny, but then again, kind of underutilized, and in the end, not great, not too great at least. And that is a dope card right there. Vader and Obi-Wan fighting with the large Obi-Wan in the background. We'll set that to the side. Master and Apprentice. This was one of the best scenes also in the series. This was Obi-Wan and Anakin fighting, and he came back to do the series. Hayden Christensen caught a lot of flack for the way that he portrayed Anakin Skywalker in the prequel series, and it was one of those things, like, again, with some of the ways that Star Wars fans can treat some of these people is absolutely terrible. I can't stand it. They audition for these gigs. They're just reading the scripts and doing the best they can with what they're given. Sometimes it's poorly written. That's not their fault. I thought Hayden Christensen has always been a really good actor. And, he's had a lot of flack from the fans. But there was a Star Wars convention recently after the Obi-Wan show came out. And when he came out, he got the largest ovation of anybody that day. And he was basically crying. Because he almost left acting, I think, after this. I know he done a series on Hulu, I believe, about Mormons. I think that was Hayden that was in that. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, like I said, he caught a lot of flack for it, but this was a really awesome scene right here in the series. And then, of course, anybody named Owen is cool. Owen is my name. And like I told you, Beru was pretty bad, pretty BA. She broke out the blaster in that scene. Aunt Beru. Of course, if you know what happened to him in episode 4, they actually weren't that BA, I guess, because when Boba Fett showed up, he showed them what was really going on. There's where the toy, again, for Luke. And that's Owen, again, cool, telling Obi-Wan to leave Luke alone. Vader's castle. Just can't get enough of Mustafar and Vader's castle. Was in Rogue One as well. One of the best parts of Rogue One was when they went to Vader's castle. This guy, kind of a reluctant hero, but hero nonetheless. Obi-Wan's ride through the desert. And Leia with Lola, her little robot. We're getting towards 25 minutes now. I'll try to, like I said, hurry up. This won't be 40 minutes, I'm hoping. Still got 2 boxes in the packs to go. Lola. Anytime Vader's choking somebody, that's staying with me. Evading security droids. Concept art card again. Those are always really cool. And the shadow figure approaches. Looks like third sister again. This doesn't look like quite a bad. This looks like a pretty good haul out of this one box. Okay. There's the standoff between Vader and Obi-Wan. There was some fire in this scene. It gets crazy. There's Leia on the purple. Another person who sacrifices it all. Cool droid. And more third sister. Last card out of this. Come on, maybe get an autograph of Ewan McGregor or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. May have already got the box hit though. Obi-Wan not playing around, throwing the rocks at Vader. Great Vader card. Definitely, yes, a keeper. And Owen Lars card. Like I said, anybody named Owen is cool. We're going to set that right there so everybody can continue to see that. Just a reminder. And there's another. And third sister and Obi-Wan twisting the facial hair. One of the things that Obi-Wan does. And I think those are all of the... I'm going to set all those. Anything that has the different color in it right quick. Okay. Let's set those to the side. And we're going to set up the little... This is what a lot of the break people do. That's why I kind of got this little thing. We'll set up the patch card. And these cards were the ones that seem to actually be pretty good. Again, I'll have to spend I don't know how many hours finding out the actual value of any of this. But to me, it's worth more than the actual cardboard. It's just cool to do this. Hoping to get some toy cards too, some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I know they got a new movie coming out. And me and my son opened those together. He wants to see that movie. So maybe he can actually help me open the cards since y'all see I have such a hard time with that. So there it is. This is 2023 Topps Chrome Star Wars cards. This is quite a few cards. Now there are autograph cards in these. There's not many in the pack though. These are the, like I said, the expensive cards, so to speak. There's a cool droid from The Rise of Skywalker. Black Chrysanthemum, Bounty Hunter Wookiee turned ally to Boba Fett. Farm Boy Luke and Kira. If you saw Solo, you know who Kira is. Kira is now the leader of the Red Dawn. She answers only to Darth Maul. Okay, and there is Rosario as Ahsoka, like I spoke earlier. It's a great looking card. Yoda himself. Oh, and there is baby Yoda. We'll set that to the side. Those are probably another Bail Organa. He's going to probably show up a lot in all of these Star Wars sets. Him and Leia and Luke. And it's a trap. I'm just kidding with everybody. Zeb, he was on the show Star Wars Rebels and has the second most want to make me just break down and cry scene ever. Kanan Jarrus and Hera. That's all I'll tell you. Just get a chance to watch that series if you like Star Wars. And Zeb is in it, but boy, it's got a heartbreaker in it. And that's pretty cool. It's like a anime type card. I bet that's something special. And Zoe Bliss, she was in The Rise of Skywalker, unfortunately. Not for her. She probably got paid pretty well, but man, that movie was just no bueno, dude. Sabine, also a great character on Star Wars Rebels, a Mandalorian descent. She will be in the new Ahsoka show as well. I cannot remember the woman playing her in live action, but it also looks really cool. Okay, now the droid from Andor, or no, droid from Obi-Wan Season 1, sorry. And there we go. The man himself, Mr. Billy D. Williams. Lando. Alright. And there's Cassian. Galen Erso, the guy who actually built the weapon for the Death Star and then put the trap in it and got the plans out to the rebels so they could blow the Death Star up. There is another Grogu. And it's looking like a hologram Grogu, which is really cool. And this guy, jerk. and a Saw Gerrera, and that one's on the purple. So, of course, like I said, when you open up these new cards, when they've got the different colors, typically going to be more valuable cards. Isn't that right, Owen? And like I was speaking earlier, brought up Harrison Dula from the Star Wars Rebels. One of the lead characters in that show. And there is a gold Princess Leia from Season 1 Obi-Wan. That's probably perfect. And then a really cool insert of Princess Leia. And Grief Karga. Now there we are. One of my favorite guys. Action Jackson. Mr. Carl Weathers himself. The master of disaster, Apollo Creed. I'm so glad that they brought him back for that role. That he was back on something big time again. Just loved him in the Rocky movies. Loved him in Action Jackson. And yeah, he deserved the role of Grief Karga. And I thought he's played it well in The Mandalorian. And if you'll notice, Grandmaster Yoda himself now has joined the party. Transcended from the Force to right here in North Carolina. He had to tell me to hurry up a little bit. There's Mace Windu with the purple lightsaber. Of course, he got the purple lightsaber because he wanted to stand out from the crowd, and George Lucas was like, sure, man, no problem. You don't tell Samuel L. Jackson, though. BB-8, yeah, good character. Ah. Now there is a nice, it says monikers, Sheev Palpatine, which of course he was really Darth Sidious, or Emperor Palpatine. But Darth Sidious, probably the best Darth name there was, except Darth Vader, of course. But that card looks dope, and it's hologrammy too. And this is from Resistance, a show that not a lot of people watched. It was a good little cartoon show, though. I kind of dug it. I watched it. Of course I watched it. Alright. And there's Kylo Ren, the best character, played by Adam Driver. He was definitely the highlight of the last three movies. I thought his acting was really good as Kylo. Echo from Clone Force 99. The Bad Batch, another great animated series. If you hadn't had a chance to watch it, you're a Star Wars fan, you're missing out. There is another Grogu hologram. And a comment at the end. Right, yeah, this video is going to go longer. I apologize, but there's some stuff I like talking about. There's Grogu with the mud horn. Set that there. He's going to be coming back if they do Boba Fett Season 2. Timothy Olyphant's a great actor, and he was really, really good with his stint there in Mandalorian. I mean, Boba Fett, Book of Boba Fett. Nora Sand, she was in Resistance as well, I believe. And another Kira card, Crimson Dawn card this time. Crimson Dawn, that's what it was. That was the kind of underground criminal organization that was run by Darth Maul. Mr. Cut in Half himself, who still managed to live on after being cut in half by Obi-Wan. And Sabine again. Force Sister. Another Bail Organa. And there we have a really pretty purple Captain Phasma. Another wasted character. She wasn't wasted on Game of Thrones, but boy, did they waste her in those movies. And I'm going to take the knife to this one. This box, I think, has fewer cards in it. I could be wrong. I probably am. I'm usually wrong. Yoda, am I wrong? He's not talking. All right. But we have a patch over here card that came out, which is pretty cool. Supreme Leader Snoke, yet another wasted character. Padme, Luke and Leia's mama. Salacious Crumb, hung out with Jabba the Hutt too much. And oh, there we go, Omega. This is one of the better characters. She apparently holds all the DNA for the clones within her body or something like that. I don't know. She's extremely important though. And great on the Bad Batch. So we'll see how her fate winds up as that series keeps going. Rey, and I love the character of Rey. Nine Nub, he and Lando blew up the second Death Star. Fennec Shand, bounty hunter from Boba Fett the series. All right, nothing special in that one. Yeah, Bucket from Resistance. They always have the droids in there. And another Grogu. We'll keep the Grogu cards together. Another Grief Karga. I'm going to give the Grogu cards to my son. And for his uncle for Christmas, we're making a pack of 49ers cards, which I have a ton of at the moment. And there looks like a base Vader with the mask cut in half. That would have been either from Obi-Wan, and it could have been from the animated series as well. So I'm going to hold that one there. Another animated series character. And there is a moniker green Obi-Wan Kenobi. Old school Alec Guinness. Boy, I tell you what, a great actor that they brought on to play the original Obi-Wan Kenobi. Alec Guinness was just phenomenal. And George Lucas, when they were looking for actors, they had to have at least one guy like that was a known entity. And Alec Guinness sure did show up. Of course, there's the Mudhorn version of the Mandalorian. The Grand Inquisitor, good card. There's another of these, looks like stained glass, some kind of mosaic type card. C-3PO. And another Lando. Can't have enough Lando cards. Alright. General Hux was a jerk. There's another Omega card. And Grogu. I like that card. And another Zoid Bliss. And then we've got General Hux here. First order on the purple. Alright. We are nearing 40 minutes. So I'm guessing most of my unboxing video is probably going to take about 40 minutes. I run my mouth. But especially about the Star Wars stuff. I just know pretty much everything about it. Like this dude right here, Wrecker. Great on Bad Batch. One of the funniest characters on the show. Poe Dameron. Wasted Oscar Isaac's talent. And there's Jar Jar. Of course, we don't get a signature with all my best on it. But, you know, just give up the hate, people. There's no reason to hate them. And the Qui-Gon Jinn. I swear, man, some people, if they don't get what they expect out of a movie or music or anything, they just turn evil in a heartbeat, especially with the internet where you can do it anonymously. There's Anakin, played by Hayden. Cad Bane, great scene with him in Mandalorian, or no, in Boba Fett, sorry. There's another one of those manga cards. Those are pretty cool. And Mon Mothma from the Andor show. And I'm figuring she will end up being in the movie they've got coming out when they're going to merge the Andor show or the Mandalorian Ahsoka show. There's going to be a movie with that, so I'm sure at some point she'll be involved with that. For Sister K2SO, great character. Another Grogu card. And yes, him from Obi-Wan again. And Sabine again. One. And there is a monikers. Jabba the Hutt. The Hutts pretty much run all the crime in the galaxy. Set that to the side. And there's a Cal Kestis card. Cal Kestis, character from the video game. I think Fallen Order or the one before that, Survivor, something like that. I haven't played the video games in a while. I just don't have much time for video games anymore. But that's definitely a video game character. Pretty neat. All right, now these are the packs, the older ones. We'll try to go through these pretty quick. There's not much in them. And I don't want to cut them in a bad way because they have a, as you will see, there's a commemorative card in the front of each. And this one has the Millennium Falcon on it. So I don't want to tear that up. But again, just 2 small packs in each one. I got 3 of them. And then we will be done with Star Wars. And these are the old ones. Vader ensuring the Death Star gets completed. Negotiations going wrong. Stormtroopers attack. That's from Empire Strikes Back. And another concept art card. These are always cool. It looks like the concept of the X-Wing. I'll set that to the side. And the sticker card is Finn. Now, I have, and next time that we do a Star Wars card break, I'm going to have an 8x10 signed by Mr. John Boyega himself. It will sit back here, and it will watch over everything that we do Star Wars-wise, because John Boyega is a phenomenal actor. He caught a lot of crap, too. It wasn't his fault. I thought that his character was wasted, and he's not going to ever do Star Wars again. At least that's what he says, and I believe him when he says it. But I love the character of Finn. I love the Stormtrooper who developed a conscience and wanted out of that crowd. So again, love the character of Finn, and we're going to soon, hopefully, it's in the works right now of getting the 8x10 signature of John Boyega, so that he can watch over all of our Star Wars breaks in the future. And we'll set that to the side. And there's Vader right before he screamed out "No," which was when he found out that his kids were gone, or that his wife was dead, and the child, he didn't even know he had twins at the time. I mean, you got to be an evil person to do the things that Palpatine did, but I don't think a lot of people know that the way Palpatine became a Sith Lord was he murdered his entire family. So that was his way of becoming a Sith Lord. Where Vader killed all the younglings, Palpatine had to kill his actual family. Darth Plagueis was his master, and that was what he had to do. And so we'll get into these again. See what cool is in here. Wampas. Can't beat them. Great moment from Force Awakens right there. And there's the Death Star 2. And Stormtrooper. Wow, now that's a cool looking card right there. A Stormtrooper hologram card. Looks like the new version from the movies. So we would definitely set him to the side. And there's the Han Solo sticker, which is pretty cool. And X-Wings in flight. That was from Force Awakens as they attacked Starkiller Base. I think it was Starkiller Base they attacked, or somewhere. It was the scene where Poe Dameron went off. No, it was at Maz's castle. Sorry. I'll get it right. Oh, one more pack here. All right. And Chewie, we're home again on the purple. Another Stormtroopers attack. Power of the First Order. Collect all 8. Kylo Ren, great character. Oh, now look at that. Look how little the Sandcrawler is versus how big you think it is in the movie. They did all that stuff with real props, and that's what made the movies, I think, more unique and had a better look to them back in the day. And there's Owen again, and Aunt Beru with Luke, looking towards the future. And here we go with the last of the Star Wars break for today. Okay, let's hurry up and get through this. Man, I'm glad if you stuck around this long to see all this Star Wars stuff, man. I appreciate it. You watching the video and hearing me talk about it. That was from Force Awakens at the beginning. And this is when they blew up Alderaan, her home planet. There is another Death Star 2. Collect all 9 cloth stickers. Oh, it's a cloth hologram type sticker. That's extremely neat as well. Another one of those type cards. Kylo, the Master of Evil. This is from the beginning of the movie. And I could win a free pack entering the code. Well, I think this code's probably a little bit old now, so would have set that to the side too as well. I'm sure that website's no longer up and running. And this is the absolute last pack. And looks like a cool card at the back. BB-8. Freezing Han and the Carbonite. Empire Strikes Back battle scene. Oh, we got a Chewie on a hologram. Who doesn't love Chewbacca? Let's sit him there. And the sticker card is Finn again. And the last card is Escaping on Foot. So again, if you stuck around this entire time watching this video, thank you very, very much for doing so. I appreciate it. Going to be taking the weekend off, Saturday and Sunday for sure. Probably going to do some fast breaks tonight. Need to pump up my basketball collection a little bit. And as they say in Star Wars, may the Force be with you always.